Nostalgia hoops, nostalgia sports and culture. Hit that thumbs up. Happy March Madness championship, women's basketball taking over the sport. Viewership through the roof. Matter of fact, let's start with the viewership real quick before we get to the keys. I want to show Angel. She feel like straight up LSU is the reason that women's basketball has grown to a new plateau. This is why she's saying it. Now, Caitlin is going to bring people in like to watch the highlights, the threes, the Steph Curry like play. But what Angel's saying is LA, like I said, the culture, specifically black hip hop culture, is what is viewed as cool, the thing what people want to connect them to themselves to. They have that type of feel. We know Flau'jae raps, but just the whole energy. Like, it feels like if Angel didn't hoop, she could be Meg Thee Stallion, like, easily. So, she just has that energy that you want to be around. She can fit in the trenches, but you can also take her to the high end. Like, she just cross brands on what these girls are today. You know, bougie street. You know, she has the attitude where she ain't taking nothing, but you also can put her in different environments. And it's just the perfect blend. So when she says that LSU and solely LSU, she's talking about culturally, because you're not just going to grow it off what's on the court. Off the court sometimes matter just as much. If you were in the Allen Iverson era, it was that similar type feel, and he's from that DMV area. She is too. So she's just having the Iverson-like effect. Now the play against teams that she has the expander game. For me to go all the way that far, because I know people, come on now, Iverson took a team. Iverson could do that. So yeah, to get to that next level, she's going to have to be able to shoot and add more post moves instead of just powering through or getting it off the offensive rebound. Because the great teams with personnel, as we've seen, are going to take that away. But what I do want to do is shout out women's basketball. ESPN's most viewed NCAA Division I women's college basketball semifinals on record. Iowa versus South Carolina, 5.5 million viewers, plus 72% YLY. ESPN platforms most viewed, it peaked at 6.6. And LSU Virginia Tech, 3.4 million viewers, plus 57 YLY. ESPN platforms most viewed early semifinal on record, peak 5.5 million. Then a lot of people be like, what are you talking about? South Carolina, Iowa did a lot more. One thing I would say with LSU, they're building a new culture, a lot of transfers. You have freshmen. It's still new. So to come in first year, second year coach, it's still a culture that's being set. And for them to do it, imagine if she was there the whole time. Then it would, you could have a discussion. You playing against teams in Iowa and South Carolina that South Carolina been dominating the sport, dominating coach that we know from playing Olympics, WNBA, college, and you playing Iowa with Caitlin Clark, who's super popular, been there her whole time, and the team that's been there, been together. So it's a little bit tougher, but to be doing this in your first year, it's very good. Now we understand the star power on Virginia Tech too, with Amore and Kitley. But I think the big allure is LSU as far as in that matchup, whereas in Iowa, South Carolina, you have two names that stayed in the media, and two, I can't say, because Virginia Tech was in the most valuable too, but I just feel like if you had a finals with Virginia Tech, no, it would have lost its luster. And I was seeing Stunt talk about that LSU in Iowa, that was the finals that they wanted. And it makes sense because, like you were saying, if you could get two of the most popular players in the sport, why not? Angel is a blend for a cultural outside and on the court, and Caitlin is on the court. So it's still a big matchup. You still have that racial aspect at play. You still have, I mean, it's big versus guard, but you got attitude. She probably gonna be popping, and she gonna be popping it. And we know Angel Reese, last time she seen Caitlin Clark, Maryland put the beats on Iowa, but that was a different Caitlin Clark. She's grown and she understands how to better manipulate. She knew how to get hers before, and not to say she wasn't a good passer, but now she's a great passer. She understands it. Like, she's not going into this like, oh, I'm a scorer or I'm gonna get an assistant. It's more, whatever you give me, that's what I'm taking. I'm going to counter every move that you make. And LSU has to be ready for the counter. So my first key to victory is be able to adjust. If you see something's not working, don't just be like, oh, man, we're going to stick to the game plan. South Carolina tried that. They were they were pick and rolling them to death, and South Carolina kept pushing up with two defenders. If they're doing the same thing to Iowa, you have to switch. I'm putting Angel Reese on Caitlin Clark because you know they're going to come with the pick and roll, and Angel Reese can just drop down to Cesano. So essentially, Angel Reese is guarding Cesano, and y'all seen South Carolina put Beal on Reese. Her feet, that isn't fast enough at all. Angel has very good feet. Angel and Amihir feet is comparative. Now, I feel Amihir is a bit more athletic than Angel Reese, but Angel has good enough feet to stay in front of Clark, give her space, guard. Same thing I was telling South Carolina, guard with space. You don't get up on her, give her space, and you're long enough to put your hands up and jump straight up and try to attempt to contest and get a block. So I think Angel guarding puts her in the best position. She just can't do too much and foul. As long as you're giving your space and you're not trying to body to body, if she gets the drive, if she blows by, you right there behind. You can, if you see it clean, you can try to get that block from behind, but you cannot body to body because any body to body contact ain't just gonna get it. As far as the guards guarding, I think Morris is bad news. She's shooting over her all day, and Flaugier probably would have. I think she has pretty long arms, so I think Flaugier would probably be her best bet as far as guards. Carson and Morris, even Poole. Nah, I don't like any of those. Even Poole, no, I don't like any of those matchups. That's the tough thing. I think you're gonna have to rotate between Samaya. I don't know if she's disciplined enough, but your best bet is probably Samaya, Angel first, Flaugier, and Samaya, and just rotating that, I guess, when Angel has to take a break. Now, Angel, the other key for LSU, Angel cannot try to do too much. Do not try to be the star in regards to scoring. We've seen how they guarded South Carolina, so they will pack the paint and make the shooters show that they can shoot. Now, I think leaving Morris open consistently, I think at worst Morris is going to step in and hit a two. But I think I trust Morris' shot more than I trust South Carolina's shot. Flaugier, Carson, and everybody outside of Morris. Poole here and there a hit, but Morris probably the only threat. So they're going to probably do the same thing and make LSU guards show that they can shoot. So LSU guards better be in the gym. I seen Angel shoot from half court. The guards better be in the gym working on a shot, because you're going to get a similar look as South Carolina. And Angel, you cannot try to go. Just don't try it. They're going to be holding you, doing all of the same stuff. Don't sit that deep. If you do get in the post up, high low, let LaDeja sit at that free throw line. And that's usually a spot that's open most games because y'all don't hit her enough. So you have to just hit her and let her eat like she did against Utah. If she's down in the post, Angel, you sit at the free throw line. You there as LaDeja is posting them back and down. If you don't see that she has nothing, you try to cut down and draw some of the defense your way, pull back out. Y'all need constant rotation off ball, but I think the key, just let LaDeja get off early. And if she gets off early, I think you guys can get up as long as you're not fouling. I don't think pressing Clark is the thing. You're gonna get in foul trouble if any of the guards try to press her full court. You can't touch her. She's the golden child. You cannot touch her. So if she blows by the guards don't need to try to stick to her and body to body. It's up to LaDeja or Angel or somebody to come and get that block. Yeah, as long as you switch, get the right switch. You got the right person guarding Caitlin as far as length. You should really be in a good position. Where she broke South Carolina was just constantly picking and Monica just getting a wide open lane, or Caitlin Clark driving to the right, and when the guard did let her just go and then body to body, there was no big to contest up top. You're going to have to contest up top. You're going to have to give her space, and you're going to have to switch on that pick and roll with the proper personnel. Offense, if you can't hit no shots, you just got to let LaDeja go. That's just it. I think Caitlin said they're coming with a different game plan, but I think they're coming with the same game plan because most teams think with LSU, like, if we stop Angel, maybe Morris will get hot, but, that's not consistent enough. And LaDeja, yeah, we seen that game. We know she has a bag, but is the team going to trust her enough to keep giving her the ball? I think if they do those things, they should be able to secure the win. But sometimes you're just a creature of habit, and you're going to keep trying to do what you've been doing. And I've seen you do that a lot, Angel. But this game, you're going to have to really think. Change gears. If you're coming downhill, you can't go one speed. If you run through them, they're going to give them the offensive foul. You have to be able to go up, 1, 2, 3, downshift, boom, go up. You're going to have to be able to do it. So LSU, if they can pull this off with all the hate, they still have a lot of holes. I think Iowa's playing their best basketball. For LSU to be here, there's still a lot of holes. But if they can pull it off with a lot of holes in the game and the number one recruiting class next year, I think LSU takes over South Carolina like as that powerhouse. So I just think it's more attractive. I think playing with Angel is going to be something a lot of the youth wants to do. And Moki, that flair. I think South Carolina they've become too athletic San Antonio Spurs, like born. I mean, with Aaliyah getting out the paint and stuff like that, it might start to look better. If they give Malaysia the green light, it's going to start to look better. I don't think Raven is the answer. If people being honest, like, as a starting point guard, no. Solid, maybe off the bench, but I'd rather have Bree or Malaysia, and Malaysia needs the green light if South Carolina is going to continue to be attractive. It's nothing that really stands out at South Carolina, depending on what stage. Zaya, of course, amazing. I'm not sure what she's going to do, but it kind of sounds like Zaya wants to come back, because she said, like, we got a chance to come back and do this same thing again next year. And right after that, Aaliyah announced that she was going pro. So I wouldn't be shocked if Zaya came back. I just want more open and skill play at South Carolina. And the same thing with LSU. That two bigs in the paint. I mean, it works. It can work better with LaDeja because she can shoot. But with Rosario coming in, if they're not going to be using her as a stretch, you're limiting what the guards can do, and I just don't like to see that. So let me know what y'all think, man. Who you got? Iowa keys to victory, of course. Just do what you've been doing. I mean, abuse the pick and roll, make LSU show that they have to shoot, get Angel Reese into an ego battle, make her keep trying to do and go up with what's not there, rebound. And, I mean, it's not, for Iowa to win, it's a lot less hard than for LSU to win. It's an uphill battle for LSU. Iowa pretty much, the formula that they've been using works for, in their minds, probably easier to do on LSU than South Carolina if LSU shots aren't falling because they don't have a Cardoso. And I feel Amir might be a little bit more skilled in the paint than, I'm not going to say skilled because LaDeja has all the skills. It just, is LaDeja going to get the touches? So, I mean, it's not really too many keys that I have to say that's not blatant with Iowa. They just got to play Iowa basketball. And most people, I think I looked at a poll, 72% had picked Iowa. I'm interested to see what happens. 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. What is it, April 3rd? Let's see what happens. I'm out.